This lesson is on determining functionality, and we'll be looking at both tables and graphs. So first, what is a function? A function is a relation where each x value or input has only one y value or output. A particular x value cannot have more than one y value paired up with it if it is going to be a function. So basically, x's can't repeat, but it is okay for y's to repeat. So here's an example of what a function might look like. As you can see, each x value is paired up with one specific y value. Versus this one, we have a particular x value 5 that has two y values that it's paired up with, 7 and 10. So that would make it not a function. So to be a function, each x can only have one y value associated with it. Tables. You're going to look at the x values to determine if it is a function or not. So in this table of values, we're going to look at the x column, and what we're checking for is any x values that repeat. So I can see that the x value -5 repeats. The first time it has a y value of 7, and the second time it has a y value of -1. So since there's a repeating x value, what that means is this is not a function. And your reasoning would be that the x value -5 has two y values, 7 and -1. Here's another example. Look at your x column. You're checking for any repeating x values. And this time, everything is different in the x column, which means that no x values got repeated, which makes this a function, because each x value has only one y value for this table. Graphs. For graphs, we're going to be using the vertical line test to determine if it is a function or not. Here's our first example. So for this curve, I'm just going to draw in some vertical lines through my graph. And what I'm checking for is how many times each of those vertical lines touches the curve. So our first vertical line only touches once, second one only once, third one only once, and any vertical line that I drew in through this curve would only cross the curve at one point at a time. So since I don't have any points lined up vertically, it's only one point at a time. This would be a function, and my reasoning, each x value has only one y value. For this graph, if I use that vertical line test, I can see just for this particular vertical line that it crosses two different times on my graph. So it crosses once up at +6 and a second time down at -2 for the same x value. So since I had points lined up vertically, this is not going to be a function. And for the particular x value that I chose to draw my vertical line through, which was +6, that x value of 6 has two y values, one at -1 and the other one's at +6. So it is not a function. And that's it.